Once you've clarified relevant facts and identified people's interests or needs affected by conflict, you should look for a path forward. The path forward should resolve the conflict by meeting organizational objectives and, to the extent possible, satisfying people's legitimate interests.
In doing so, be aware that not all interests driving conflict are necessarily legitimate. For example, if someone in a dominant group is fueling conflict in an effort to preserve hierarchical dominance by oppressing or abusing others, you may deem such an interest illegitimate. If you feel interests are illegitimate, you need not satisfy those interests. You can either address illegitimate interests directly or work around them to find acceptable solutions.
To find a suitable path forward, look first for ways to satisfy interests that align with organizational objectives. Feel free to suggest ideas and also brainstorm options with others. Where possible, avoid evaluating options while brainstorming. You and others can evaluate options later.
Once you have identified options that satisfy people's interests aligning with organizational objectives, consider whether other options might satisfy people's legitimate, unsatisfied interests that are fueling conflict. This can encourage buy-in from people who might otherwise perpetuate conflict if they feel, regardless of the impact on organizational objectives, that their interests are not satisfied.
As you evaluate various options, consider the likely impact on people's interests if you are unable to resolve the conflict. Such fighting alternatives should be a key consideration for all stakeholders, and you can share your assessment of their impact on both individuals and your organization in order to influence people's decision making.
Finally, you should agree on a path forward with your team members and other key stakeholders if necessary. Although everyone's interests may not be satisfied equally, you want to be sure all stakeholders' legitimate interests are satisfied to the extent feasible in order to resolve the conflict in a manner everyone can support.
By taking a collaborative, problem-solving approach, you have the greatest likelihood of finding sustainable solutions that resolve conflict, satisfy people's interests, meet organizational objectives, and begin the process of repairing damaged relationships.